Hey, good morning. I hope we're all doing well. Another beautiful day out here in the Western Downs, Queensland. Hope we're all having a great weekend. Listen, I just wanted to have a chat this morning about, I listened to an interview last night with Sky News about the Papua New Guinea closing their Taiwan embassy down. And from what I heard with the Papua New Guinea, they have now recognised China as one state policy, which I'm pretty sure is the opposite to what Albanese and the Australian government's official position is. We recognise Taiwan's independency. If you recognise Taiwan's independency, then you're not for China's one policy. You're not for China's Belt and Road, are you? So I just wanted to have a bit of a chat because I've been seeing a fair bit of information in the mainstream media talking about the CCP and they're up to their commie games. You'll often hear me talk about the Taiwan blockade, and there's not many influencers or political, voices talking about the Taiwan blockade except for old Stringy Bark. We are standing at a critical juncture in the history where the future of global democracy, the security of our infrastructure, and the sovereignty of our nations are being challenged today. I want to address the intertwined threats we face from Beijing's growing ambitions in the Indo-Pacific, emerging cyber threats, and the protection of our democratic processes. First, we want to take a look at Taiwan and the Indo-Pacific. Why does the Chinese Communist Party want to blockade Taiwan and expand its dominance across the Indo-Pacific region? The answer is simple: control and power. Whoever thought to put Taiwan semiconductor so close to China, you got rocks in your head, and we're dealing with that decision now. A blockade or an invasion is not just about bringing democracy into the fold. It's about fracturing the United States alliance in the Indo-Pacific. Well, that's fracturing our relationship with Australia and our ally, the USA, isn't it? That's another thing you'll often hear me saying. Australia First also includes our great Western allies, like the USA, UK, and New Zealand. By dominating this region, the CCP seeks to rewrite the rules of the global trade and security. PNG made this move to reassure Beijing of its values as an economic partner and to signal a degree of strategic independence from the traditional Western powers. Yeah, well, far out, Albo, what? Giving them an NRL team and building them an NRL stadium wasn't enough, eh? They still dogged us, mate. However, as our reliance on economic partnerships with China treads water, we must confront the hidden creepy threats that come with it. Technology is no longer just a tool, it is a weapon. In the United States, Trump recently declassified intelligence revealing that China had allegedly accessed hundreds of millions of voter files, pointing to a massive compromise in their election infrastructure. Whether it is our voting databases or our vital utility networks, foreign adversaries are actively probing our critical infrastructure. Foreign interference relies on money and access. The Chinese Communist Party never gave out free Australian citizenships. Instead, wealthy CCP-linked donors like billionaire Huang Jingmo poured millions of dollars into Australian political campaigns to buy influence and fast-track residency. Australian politicians caught up in these controversies included Senator Sam Dyastra and former MP Gladys Liu. Investigations revealed they received donations and helped open doors for CCP-aligned groups to access our political system. Well, that's traitorous, isn't it? Both faced intense scrutiny, with Dyastra resigning and Huang having his citizenship application denied and visas stripped. Far out, my fellow Australians. The ASIO has put out a warning to the Australian government, especially anyone who owns an EV, an electric vehicle. ASIO has put out a warning to Tony Burke: do not plug your government phone into the Chinese BYD vehicle because they are scanning your phone. This espionage is not confined to our laptops and our servers. It is quite literally sitting in our driveways. Right there in Australia, our top domestic spy agency, ASIO, has issued stark warnings to politicians and public servants not to discuss sensitive information inside connected electric vehicles, with Chinese-made EVs, including models and manufacturers like BYD, making up a significant proportion of taxpayer-funded parliamentary cars. What fucking idiots, you're letting in the commies, aren't you? Well, that's what Albanese wants, isn't it? At the end of the day, we are facing a massive privacy and national security risk from the CCP. Ladies and gentlemen, whether it is a naval blockade of Taiwan, diplomatic maneuvers in the Pacific Islands like Papua New Guinea, cyber attacks on American elections, or connected vehicles acting as rolling surveillance devices, the message is crystal clear. The nature of warfare and espionage has fundamentally changed. We must be fiercely vigilant about what we allow into our nations, whether it is our embassies, our voting systems, or our car fleets. We must stand united with our allies, defend the sovereignty of independent nations, and fortify our critical infrastructure against those who wish to undermine our democratic way of life. My fellow Australians, you often hear me heed the warning from the CCP China. You only need to look around at our allies that are talking actual facts, not mainstream media, Martin Bella talking points. Yous all have a great rest of the day. Talk to you soon. Hooroo.
Farewell to old England forever. Farewell to my rom-coms as well. Farewell to the well-known Old Bailey, where I used for to cut such a swell. Singing tooralai-ooralai-adity, singing tooralai-ooralai-ay, singing tooralai-ooralai-adity, and we're bound for Botany Bay. There's the captain as is our commander, there's the boatswain and all the ship's crew. There's the first and the second class passengers, knows what we poor convicts go through. Singing tooralai-ooralai-adity, singing tooralai